Hi, I'm Nathan Jackson, and today we're talking about should women strength train any differently than men? 1. Women tend to carry less body mass, therefore less strength in their upper body. 2. A woman's menstrual cycle may determine how much weight should be lifted or can be lifted during a month. 3. Women tend to recover faster than men. Use this to your advantage. 4. A woman's hip angle, or commonly referred to as a Q angle, is something that should be aware of, or a woman should be aware of when squatting, lunging, and deadlifting. Okay guys, so we're talking about should women strength train any differently than men? The quick answer is no, they shouldn't. However, there's 4 things I just want to make sure that women are mindful of as they're going throughout their program. Key point number 1 is making sure that you realize that women tend to carry less body mass, therefore less strength in their upper body than men. No big deal here, it's no shocker. It's just because I want to make sure that you are, I don't expect you to come in having done no pull-ups and all of a sudden you expect to do 10 pull-ups. No, it's going to be progression. It doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man. When you first come in and you can't do 10 pull-ups, there's going to be a progression. So no big deal there. Does that mean you got to maybe focus a little bit more on your upper body? Maybe. But just be aware that your gains in your upper body strength and mass may take a little bit longer. No big deal, that's what you're strength training for anyway, so be patient. Key point number 2 is a woman's menstrual cycle may govern how much weight can and should be lifted during a month. That's fine. So during the follicle and the ovulation phases, women tend to be a little bit stronger than in the luteal phase, which is the tail end of a menstrual cycle. So if you're, within these 2 phases, you should be able to lift a little bit heavier during this time. So maybe increase the weights, increase the load, but lower your number of repetitions, okay? During the luteal phase, this is where you want to maybe lower your weights a little bit and increase the volume. So whether it's increasing your sets, your reps, or maybe even your frequency, which we'll get into in tip number 3. Or maybe go through more of a cardio strength training program where you're doing more complexes or circuits and things like that. Just so you lower, the amount of weight lifted, but you go for more volume, okay? You can also go for more endurance or more fat loss programs during this time. Okay, so tip number 3 kind of relates to tip number 1 and tip number 2 in that women tend to recover faster than men. Well, this is great because if you're doing, say, in the luteal phase, and you're going through a program that says, do exercise A, B, C, D, and then rest for a minute, you may find that you don't need a full minute rest. You only need 45 seconds rest. Well, that's great. Go ahead and do that. Whereas your male counterpart may actually need that 60 seconds or beyond in order to recover from the same workout. So use that to your advantage, especially during the fat loss phase. Tip number 4, key point number 4 here is going to be the hip angle, commonly referred to as the Q angle. And the reason why this is important to be aware of is because women tend to have more ACL injuries than men do. So that happens because when you're squatting, deadlifting, lunging, as you go ahead and do your squat, your knees tend to cave in towards the midline of your body. What I want you to do and how to get over this, and again, this is no big deal because this is exercise form. So it doesn't matter if you're a woman or if you're a beginner, whether male or female, you're going to come in and be taught how to squat properly, how to lunge properly, how to deadlift properly. So again, it doesn't really matter. It's just, a Q angle is your Q angle, no big deal. But if you squat, lunge, and deadlift properly, you should be fine. So how to do that is when you're setting up for a squat, okay, your knees are always going to be in line with your big toe. So if this is my feet right now and I'm squatting, I'm going to slightly put my toes out, maybe 5-10 degrees. My knees are going to be right above that, pointing out as well. So when you squat, your knees are going to be pointing out just as in the same angle as your feet. What tends to happen again is that internal rotation or that valgus collapse where your women's knees tend to cave in towards the midline of the body. And that's where you may be susceptible to more ACL injuries. So just be aware of that. Again, nothing that you have to change your training or anything like that. It's just being aware of it, being mindful of your form and throughout your exercises. One note, which I'm not sure if I mentioned, during the ovulation phase, you want to make sure that you're really paying attention to good form during this phase because women tend to be more susceptible to injury during the ovulation phase. Again, you should be paying attention to your form every time you work out, so no real big deal here, but just so you're aware. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Click subscribe on my YouTube channel. Please like this video, share this video. Okay, people need to know this. Visit nathanjackson.com. I'm still offering, you sign up for my newsletter, you get a 3-video series on how to amplify your life. We go through all the pillars within my program. And definitely check out the rest of my website because I'm updating information and sending out more information daily. So until next time, guys, have a great day. Take care.